concern me, and I think they're going to match up Dak with this contract, not today or tomorrow, but I think he's getting a 3-year deal. So it matches up a little bit. I guess CD would have 1 more year, but as long as Dak is his quarterback, I think he's going to have great numbers. Now, it's an unknown if Dak leaves or if the Cowboys decide to move on and you go with a first-round rookie quarterback in 2025. Sometimes your numbers could go down significantly, and CD's running the same route, getting open at the same rate, all of these things, but the quarterback doesn't have the ability to give him the ball as much as Dak.
You know what's interesting, Mike? You said when he was drafted, you believed he was a future Hall of Fame Cowboy.
Yeah.
And you felt like he was going to break all the records in the Cowboys receiving record book. There's still a possibility. Somebody was just texting me.
Off to a good start, yeah.
I mean, it looks like Mike's got that one right. Give White for some time, is what I'm saying here. You know, give him some time. You're really hyped about him.
I know.
You know, so
He's worried.
give him some time, all right? And that's with CeeDee Lamb. You're starting to see those numbers look very good. So, are you saying that the Cowboys are bad at recognizing it, or just bad luck?
So I don't usually. I'm not saying it never happens, but I think that other reasons are more likely than luck.
Gallup.
See, the only I didn't put Gallup in the list just because he wasn't markedly raised West
Good number 2.
Yeah, but he wasn't big time or at the top of it like the rest of them.
Does this matter at all? Dez and Tino had issues. CD doesn't seem to have those issues. And I'm not talking about football issues. I'm talking about being a teammate issue. And there's a lot of guys that did like Tino. A lot of guys who didn't like Tino. And that was the issue in there. Dez at times, time was not a word that he understood. I don't know what time anything starts at. I show up when I show up. I'm ready to practice and play hard when I do, but I don't know about this thing you guys call 10 a.m. I don't know what that means, you know? So, I just wonder if, for me, being optimistic is you're not going to have to worry about CeeDee Lamb and possibly, and maybe I'm wrong about this, I don't know him at all, his lifestyle, or at times, hey, do you even want to, you know, like, what's the deal? You know, like, because I don't think Tony Romo and Jason Witten are drawing up plays in the sandbox or whatever.
Right. I have to admit that is also not a concern I have about CeeDee Lamb. I've seen some people say that text and at least one in the Twitch say that they were.
What's going on, Monkey?
Mentally fragile. I haven't gotten that sense.
Could that be based off of, I'm not saying it's true, could that be, the first
It's a Mazda.
or second series, they throw the ball behind him on a slant,
And he's
and he was furious.
Yep.
They never addressed that.
I've had all the other luxury stuff. Decided I've had a Mazda for 30-something years. Never let me down, so I went back to the Mazda brand. Been solid so far. I've had all the other luxury cars, and it wasn't worth the expense. $3,000 oil changes and all that crap. I like more money in my account than in the car, personally. To each his own. I'm good, Monkey. I'm good. Headed to into a class after 10 for 3 hours as a realtor. It's in Irving, Texas. If anybody out in Texas, shout out to the Cowboys, shout out to the Texans. Yes. I'm great, man. I ain't got no complaints. Life is good. You know, just focus on the future. Putting a plan together. Trying to implement, execute. It's about an 18-minute drive to Irving from where I'm at right now, where our building's located. Not a lot of traffic out, which is good. Not a lot of traffic. It's 12:30, so there's people on their lunch breaks. What's going on, FBI? From India. India, wow, I love Indian food. I noticed a lot of influx of Indian like restaurants coming into this area where I live at. It can be a little spicy, but it's real good, and I like the Mediterranean style. It's very healthy for you. So I've changed my diet in the last 5 years actually to more Mediterranean style food, more veggies and fruits, of course, a lot less sodium. But yeah, Indian dishes are delicious dishes. So you ever come to Texas, my neck of the woods, let me know. We're gonna check out a good Indian restaurant, get some naan bread. I love the naan bread too, especially with the curry, the vegetable curry. It's real delicious. Got a restaurant I go to. Still flying. I got about another 16 minutes before I hit my destination. I'm heading to Irving, Texas for this training for about 3 hours. Getting ready for football season. Listen to a little talk radio. Eat my nerves a little bit. Like I said, I'm a Cowboy fan. I'm a Houston Texan fan. I'm a CJ Stroud. I like the Mavericks. I watch hockey. I'd rather watch soccer than watch hockey. Not saying hockey's not good. I think hockey's very interesting. I just don't understand how the pieces move. Well, soccer's complicated, I feel like too, but I can watch soccer. You can't get up and leave your seat with that one. So if you're Indian, you like cricket. SBI, you play sports? Like you're in India, I think cricket's a big sport over there, isn't it? Well, it's actually here now too, like lacrosse and cricket. It's starting to pick up in the States a little bit. It's the area where I'm at. a vacation in ASBI. You still there? SBI, you still there? I want to come vacation in India. Where should I go? Got off. If it ain't live, it ain't me. Hit the trip. Excuse me. George Bush. Okay, I'm good. Yeah. George Bush, shit, right? Ain't never scared. Ain't never scared. Scared. Ain't never scared. Ain't mine. Ain't me. If it ain't on. Hit the trip.
I always feel like when you ask more questions in political discussions, you get a better conversation than everybody coming to the table going, let me tell you why each side's the
Yeah, look,
stupidest.
I'm a high educated voter. I like the Colin Allred commercial, so I'm probably voting for him.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. Well,
Oh, he's
your
like a
face,
kid.
people's perceptions of Mike.
Yeah, seems like a good guy. So,
That's
okay,
the purpose of these commercials.
Mike likes it.
Yeah, exactly.
I dropped DirecTV.
Oh my God.
So I know you guys talked about it a little bit yesterday, but I took the step. So the Mavericks are gone
Yep.
from DirecTV. We've known for a little bit now that the Stars are gone
Yep.
from DirecTV.
When I said yesterday, Mike, not to put you on the spot, if I had to bet, I think it was overwhelmingly likely that the Rangers will leave.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean it seems like it. I don't know. I have no clue. But it seems like it. But I don't need direct. I have the MLB package.
Sure.
So I'm like, I don't need DirecTV anymore. I called them up Friday night after I got done with the pregame show for the Rangers, and I have to sit there and watch the game and then get ready for a postgame show. And I'm like, well, let me drop DirecTV. And you know, they ask you like, hey, can we ask why are you leaving us? I'm like, well, because I only had you guys because you guys have Valley Sports, and that's where the Stars, Mavericks, and Rangers play. And it looks like you guys aren't going to have, Bally's isn't going to have those anymore. We know two of them are factually correct. I don't know anything about the Rangers, but it just doesn't feel like
You sure?
so I'm like, I don't need this anymore. And if you know what, if the Rangers go back to Bally's, I guess I'll get DirecTV in April.
Yeah.
You know?
They get a sports now.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I don't know. Has anybody been that extreme? I see YouTube up here on this computer. Has anybody just had DirecTV? I think if you're a Rangers, Mavs, Stars fan, you had to have it. I get people like, I'm not watching it. And look, in 1987, people don't realize this. 1987, I had to go to my grandparents' house to watch the Mavericks in one of the games. Alex, this will freak you out here. The playoff games at times were pay-per-view.
Yes.
You didn't get to the Sonics versus the Mavericks was just not on TNT or CBS. It was literally, well, this is a night game in Seattle. It's not on the major networks. There were only, 25, 30 channels in 1987. Hey, if you want to watch this, you can pay $6 or $9 I'm trying to see how long I can go without television.
Oh, okay.
You know, obviously you have the app, the YouTube, and you have all kinds of crap, right? Like everybody does.
So you're still gonna do all that?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
because my family likes watching certain things on those apps.
Gotcha.
But I want to see how long I can go without having television.
I think that's a great
I'd save like $113. And then we'll see, like, do I go to YouTube? Do I go to Hulu? Do I figure out how to Jimmy Jacket and, you know, get it for free?
There are a lot of suggestions about that. I, of course, would never recommend anyone breaking the law, but you're right. I have DirecTV still,
Yeah.
and that's one of the reasons we stayed with
I'm actually currently looking at YouTube TV plans because I have Fubo, but it's slightly higher than YouTube TV for me with the Red Zone pack. I have Red Zone and the Sunday Ticket or whatever it was, but I have Red Zone and that was good enough for me. I can see most of the games, so I'm really just looking at. I do wonder too how Will would be looking at. Well, for
I think it's
football
just
season, I'll have this. For baseball, hockey, and basketball season, I'll have this. And you just like it switches back and
I
forth.
can see that.
All right, so now that's a. I feel like I've asked you guys this question before, but it can change every year.
That was hard.
I get you guys are diehard Cowboys fans, and there's nothing the Jones family can do to you guys to get you to stop watching, stop or like stop loving them.
And have I told you why that is? Like, I don't know.
Your family
Yeah,
situation.
exactly. Just because, like, I watched the Cowboys with my mom. That's very fair. I watched the Cowboys with my mom. And now I pass that down to watching it with Brandon and hopefully Noah. And so, like, that's a part of our life and family structure. And so, even when I get mad at the Jones family, which is plenty, I'm like, this is still part of our family.
Your mom hated the Mavericks.
She did not hate the Mavericks. She loves all. I love the Mavericks too.
How come you didn't pass that down to your son?
Okay, we watch all the sports together. You just specifically asked about the
I
Cowboys.
know, but you made him a Bulls
He's a
fan.
Bulls fan.
Well, that is because of our Chicago roots. I couldn't
Okay.
stop it.
So here's my question for you guys, and I didn't run this by you previously, so you're just gonna have to work off the top of your head here. I get you guys are Cowboy fans, but if you had to follow one other team this year and watch all of their games and kind of
Texans.
follow their transactions and
Texans.
what's going on and all that stuff, what would be the other NFL team you'd really want to follow to see how they do in 2024?
Texans.
Well, I mean, it would definitely be the Chiefs. And the Chiefs, by the way, Kadarius Toney.
You got cut too, right?
And I believe I just saw another Chief receiver. Give me a second, Kevin.
Okay,
Problems when it comes to Mahomes, Kelsey, and more.
I'm glad that you said that. I would pick the Detroit Lions because they have never won Jack-esque in the Super Bowl era. I know they used to be good a really long time ago.
So
And
it'd be like the Rangers.
Yes. Can you imagine if you never watched Rangers baseball and jumped in last year? You'd be like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And that city is desperate for success. I'm not, obviously, Kansas City still wants to win, make history with the Super Bowl three-peat, but Detroit has never won or even been to a Super Bowl. It feels like they're a very good team that could be on the cusp, and they might be fun. That feels like a fun ride to jump.
And all the offensive linemen wipe the front of their jerseys every time they come into the game. It's be awesome.
It's me.
Secret.
I'm the one.
By the way, Collins, he's talking about his father. He could never leave the Cowboys. No, I'm not telling you to leave the Cowboys. I'm just saying, if you had to choose another team to follow closely, it's like Velvet Thunder here says he would choose. Did I say that wrong?
Oh, I like it.
Oh, it's just a strong name.
He said he would choose the Texans as the team
Right
he would
now.
want to follow.
I get that.
this year.
Was that Reggie, you think?
It might be my
Is it
favorite.
Reggie working right now?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Maybe the Dolphins too. Like I like Mike McDaniels for one. Like that's. I just think he's a fun coach. But they have a fun offense to watch. It's explosive. That has me kind of interested in what they're doing as well. But yeah, the Texans are a good option right now because they're on the rise.
Yeah, so obviously last year, not just last year, but I chose to follow Trevor Lawrence.
Sure.
And look, I feel like I'm honest with these things I've been wrong on him, and he's been disappointing to watch. It doesn't mean he's bad. He's like
No, he's
an
not bad.
average to a hair above average quarterback in this league, but he has not reached close to his potential or what everybody thought he could be out of Clemson. There's been issues there with that organization. He did get drafted by one of the worst organizations in football, and you have to overcome that. Let's see if he can, and if he can get better at reading. And I'm going to follow him as much as I can. For me, it's always the Chiefs right now because of Patrick Mahomes and just how unbelievably great he is. And they're pretty easy to follow because I have to go look. I feel like I don't do the red zone or the NFL.
I'm still
package.
fascinated by that.
I feel like the Chiefs, there's going to be 13 of their 17 games that will be on my television without having to pay an extra
Gotcha.
dime.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
For Jacksonville, it is tougher. They
Fair.
probably have 5 games that they're either the main game or, like, obviously Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night, easy. That's on TV. There's no competition.
Yeah.
It's Sunday. Are you the noon game, 3 o'clock game? And obviously the Cowboys will be part of that, where they'll always be one of those games when they're not playing the other days or nights. So, yeah, those would be the 2 teams. Now I ask you this question. If you felt like you were getting punished and you had to follow this team, you would be miserable, and you'd be like, this would make me hate football if I had to follow this NFL team all year, on how bored I would be and miserable I would be having to follow this team.
For a long time, it would be the Jets.
Yeah.
And the Browns. Those 2 teams would just poke my eyeball out.
Velvet Thunder says the Panthers.
The only thing about that, though, and this is what I was factoring in my decision, you can watch Bryce Young and hope that something amazing
Yeah.
happens. I realize it may not, but I think it might be, for me, might be the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, I think the
What
Arizona
a crazy
Cardinals.
team that is.
Now, you would get Kyler Murray and you would get Marvin Harrison Jr.
That's
Because I'm going
cool.
to give you one in our division.
And lots of L's.
If I had to follow the Giants,
said lots of
Daniel
L's.
Jones, who I know is done as a quarterback in the NFL,
Because you get neighbors, but
and there's no, like what wide receiver?
Blake
What?
Neighbors, right?
Neighbors going to be really good.
Daniel Jones is going to, unless he dresses as a green turf, he's not going to get the ball. Like,
I'd like if it was a singular. If he dresses as a green turf.
Like, wouldn't it be a great joke if somebody for the wide receiver core for Halloween dressed up as turf, and they're like, hey, since you don't seem to be able to hit our numbers or the jersey and it always hits the ground, we dressed up ground.
Probably not great for Daniel Jones, right? He wouldn't think that was a hilarious bit. Would he?
Probably not.
Okay.
I would think it's a hilarious
That's Mike
bit.
likes it.
We're the KNC Masterpiece right here on 105.3 The Fan. Coming up next, it's time for the C Block starring Corey Majors.
This guy is
Look at the big shit.
Carolina State Board of Education, and a new study says being polite to women is sexist. Next on the Fan.
It's the Rangers and White Sox opening a 3-game series at Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago tonight. Hi, everybody. This is Eric Nadel, inviting you to join Matt Hicks, Jared Sandler, and me. Broadcast time 6:30 on 105.3 The Fan and the Odyssey app.
The North Texas Baseball Show of Record, giving you baseball nuggets you won't find anywhere else. Get your fix with Kevin Hageland, Corey Majors, and Southpaw Mike Bassett. Weekdays at 10:40, right here on The Fan and our Odyssey app, presented by Comerica.
This Odyssey Sports Minute is sponsored by Boss Power Tools, what hard workers deserve.
This is Andrew Bogish with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by WeatherGuard Truck and Van Equipment. They're just as driven as the hardworking pros they serve. U.S. Open tennis reminds me that there's a specific part of the NIL landscape that needs immediate fixing. There are amateur players in New York City right now that can make infinity sponsorship dollars, but accepting actual prize money for winning matches against NCAA rules. That doesn't make sense. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95 cents cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping is prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversation. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy. Let's hit the time machine, folks. Let's fast forward 4 months from now. We're at a band we put together over the holiday season. And everybody says, Al, what happened? They barely recognized the margin without drugs, shots, pills, and without the hunger pain. That's what happens on soda weight loss. I am down 33 pounds, and I have kept that weight off. I am so happy and so thankful to the fine folks at SodaWeightLoss.com. SOTAweightloss.com. Hit their request nutritionist callback button. They'll be on the phone with you, helping you with their plan, their structure, their science. It's fantastic.